state of Texas, but it does in the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
So that there's a lot of that stuff you're talking about.
That's why you have to have this tool by state. And then you would say, okay, I need an insurance policy. Insurance policy would be priced, and then you would have a copay. That's the way CHIP's in. I mean, you would have the copay, and the family or the person that's on there. And if it was a 19-year-old kid or 28-year-old kid, I mean, the insurance would be relatively cheap. And then if you're going to propose a federal fix, then you would have a matching. You would have the premium paid, and it would stay inside the system. And you would not expand the public. You would have a payer system. This is a complicated payer system right here. This is, I mean, Medicare, Medicaid. I mean, I talked to a cardiologist yesterday, and he said, you know, Kenny, if I get my claim right, and I electronically transmit my claim to Medicare on Friday, in 10 days I have my reimbursement. So you have the government's Medicare patient goes to a doctor. They pick their doctor. That doctor knows what Medicare will pay. They provide the service. They bill the government pays. In this case, you would bill this insurance pool. And if an employer decided, you would have to have some penalty for the employer, and that would be where you would get the money to supplement the premium.
I agree with you on the job program. As of this week, we're providing 2 jobs.
I read that.
It's $200 million short. Very down to money. I agree with you that jobs should be conducted. The largest issue that I find today, having stepped out of banking environments and consulting into sometimes long run, what I have found is that there are a number of small businesses that are trying to get access to funding, cannot do it. The SBA, for whatever reasons, is trying to do a better job. But I guess the ultimate question comes down to,
But there's always a bureaucrat in the middle.
I know,
and that's the problem.
But you as the congressman can also bring forth with your proposals that I think you would find a number of.
Yeah, that proposal is embodied in 4 or 5 bills that are already introduced in the House and in the Senate by Republicans. It's just that, like, at this point, it's a taking. You know, you're not invited to the table unless you buy into this whole deal. We don't want to take the bait, frankly. We don't want to get to the table and start negotiating and get a kind of a bait and switch. Yes, ma'am.
Is it true that there is a bipartisan healthcare reform bill in the House at this time that would be deficit neutral, and yet it's not being pushed? It's gotten absolutely no publicity. We haven't heard about it. Is that in fact?
You know, if you call bipartisan Republicans and a couple of Democrats, they're separate. If you call bipartisan where you've got pretty much like Heath Shooter's bill about the immigration bill, where you've got about as many Republicans as you do there, there's no such thing at this point. And the House won't vote on health care reform again. It was too painful for Pelosi to get it. There are some things you can do once that you absolutely cannot do a second time. And after they're taking this meeting back in there, watch whatever program you want to watch. I can't imagine standing up here tonight trying to defend this bill. Can you imagine what a job that would be? And why I let Nancy Pelosi call me into her office and threaten me, take my committee assignment away, you know, take my political contributions away, and sick the old Obama protesters on you. I can't, but that's what some of them did. She did to get their vote on this bill. I just don't see it happening again. Yes.
I wanted to thank you for your co-sponsorship of the parental rights amendment. I immensely concerned that we would be the only signatory whose constitution makes treaties as a free law of the land, and with the interpretation of you can't, the corporal punishment being against the child's rights. The child has a right to be registered with the government. The child has a right to have their home inspected against the parent's permission, as it's been interpreted in Britain. It's very much a concern with this move by the Obama administration to ratify the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, and I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
What do you see in terms of? I mean, they spring things really fast. It's like they've got them in a cage and they just pop them right out and then they run with them. Do you think the trial balloon popped fast enough? Or are they gonna?
On healthcare?
No, well, just specifically on the parental rights issues.
Those are trial balloons. And if they're successful with a lot of this other stuff, that will follow. If not, there'll be a pullback. Yes, sir.
This lady.
Insurance companies. Is there anything being proposed to reform the insurance companies who take privilege to insure or not insure? And those people who do get not insured, they get rejected. Is there some kind of means to maybe make all insurance companies put some money towards the Medicare system or something else, so that when these people do get rejected, they automatically get accepted on this end?
This is basically the way the pool or co-op works. You pay a penalty into that. It makes it more selective, frankly, because people have another option. So it has the negative effect of making it a more selective insurance system.
Then just some type of reform that says that if you're going to be operating as an insurance company, then whatever business comes to you, you take all of their people and you can't reject them.
Well, I think that's a very noble thing, and I haven't seen a bill that does that. That's not on the table. But what that will do to employers who have X number of employees, or insurance companies, that it will, I don't know what's the word for you, raise the risk, an inverse risk factor. And what happens in that is that everybody in that company's premiums go up precipitously.
But it seems like the insurance companies are the ones who are making out. I mean,
Well,
the insurance company themselves.
this year, there's no doubt they have this year. It's been brought up this year more than it ever has, and I do believe that there will be a remedy to that. I don't know what it is just yet. The focus has not been on that.
I would just rather see the rich people have to pay the stuff instead of the poor or middle class Americans. And whatever class you are.
Not here to defend the insurance company, but stockholder, you could create insurance companies that are self-owned. In other words, the policyholders were the owners, and then the owners could decide what they want to do. But if you've got a pension plan or anything you're in, I mean, the shareholders are the ones that own the insurance companies, and so that's who is running that. I'm not going to defend them. They make it unconscionable, and that's why they've been so quick to cooperate on this.
Yes, the issue of immigration has been mentioned a couple of times. And there is an immigration issue that I'd like to ask you about. It's got a ton of play on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it's the immigration of President Obama.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether that's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Is there any meat to it? And if so, is there any interest in Congress even looking into, or are you even interested in that? Or is it just
I've done a lot of research on it, and I'm a person that believes he is a citizen. I believe he was born in Hawaii. I didn't know until I saw a copy of the birth certificate. His mother was an American. I don't want to get in a big argument, but I respect the views of those people that want to question it. I'm one of the 10 people in Congress that signed on to a bill that says, in the future, There have been 5 presidents of the United States that have had their birthright questioned